Hey, welcome to Monday Morning Coffee and Chat with Hallee Bridgeman. I'm so happy you could join me. I have my cup of coffee, which I clearly need this morning. And I hope you have a cup of coffee or tea and you have a few minutes while we chat. So I'm excited about today because I have, okay, let me back up. Those of you who know me know that I love to read cookbooks and I collect them. I have several hundred cookbooks of all different kinds, and like if you really want to make me happy, my friends know, like, bring me an old cookbook. Like, the older the better. I love old, like my favorite time period ones are the mid 40s to mid 50s, post World War II, pre convenience cooking. Like, I love them, and I love the thought that went into them and the purpose of them and the way that the introductions are all set up to encourage the homemaker of the home to do it, to cook and to plan and how all the things are. Like one of my favorite sets, it's 2 books and they're like this thick, and in the middle of one of them is like a year's worth of 3 meals a day menus. And the way that it's set up, like, you would have to have a home cook, like someone who's hired to be the cook, to be able to maintain the planning, prepping, and shopping to do these types of 3 meals a day. But what's cool about it is that they're all seasonal, and you can just, I glance through it sometimes just for inspiration, for menu inspiration. And they're really clever. It's like, it's everything through dessert, and then there'll be notes like if it's roasted chicken for dinner, save some of it for Wednesday's lunch, and then Wednesday's lunch will be like a chicken salad. I mean, it's really clever. Anyway, so I digress. So we go to this store called Ollie's, which is this bargain basement. They buy lots of stuff, like not a lot, but lots of like closeout stuff, and then they sell it. And so they have like their book section is incredible. And clearly they buy lots from bookstores or places that have gone out of business. Like when Toys R Us went out of business, they still have aisles of toys probably from Toys R Us. So anyway, they have this huge cookbook section. And good morning, Charmaine. It's so good to see you. I hope you can hear me. And if my voice goes away, flag me and all, because I'm about to share my screen, and that tends to like be wonky with this. So we found this cookbook. All right, so this is it, the Sunday Dinner Cookbook. Okay, and this cookbook sings to my soul on a way that no modern cookbook I have read recently, except one that's about Israeli cooking, that one did sing to my soul. But this one, like, specifically sings to my soul. And I was reading through it, and I was like, I have to go. And it cost $4. Look at this cookbook. Look at that. This was a $4 cookbook at Ollie's. That's what's so wonderful. And so we went and bought all that we could find. And then we found them on like some bargain book website, like Thrift Books, but Thrift Books didn't have it. And there's another one that my husband uses. And we bought all that they had. And we were like, we're going to do this challenge for Sunday dinner. And so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to do a PowerPoint presentation to show you, because I took pictures of the cookbook, and I want to explain what it is about this cookbook that makes me so happy. So let me share my screen, and hopefully my sound doesn't go away when I do it, because it's, like I said, it's a little bit wonky. Okay, so this is the cookbook, and what it is it's a year's worth, so 52 dinner menus and recipes, including holidays. Okay, so the very first menu in it is for New Year's Day, and it goes through Christmas. But it's not just the holidays. It's once a week. There's 52 in here. Okay, so but it also has your kitchen tools, and it has how to care for them, and it has how to set the table and how to fold napkins. And so like the very first, like I said, the very first menu is the New Year's menu. And then and it's the meal, any sides, and then dessert. And if there's bread, like there's at some point there's a sourdough recipe, and then it later on says, now make the sourdough bread that you've spent a couple weeks building this recipe. So it has special holidays like Hanukkah, but also Christmas. And if you notice in the Christmas, there's a prime rib option and a ham option. And so like for us, we don't eat ham, but for Christmas, I'm doing prime rib. And there's some menus like I can't make a grilled roast pineapple pork loin, but I would make an equivalent dish that week that would go with fingerling potatoes and roasted cauliflower and a coconut brown sugar cake, and just not use pork. I would use maybe a turkey breast or something. And then, so I want to show you what a menu looks like. So here is menu number 6, so the 6th week into the year. So you're into February. And the menu is meatloaf, mashed potatoes, roasted cauliflower, and chocolate truffles. So on the first page are the mashed potatoes recipe. And then the second page is roasted cauliflower, and then meatloaf. And then here's the truffles recipe. And that is the, hopefully you saw all that. There's no screen sharing. Let's try this. All right, let me open it back up and go to PowerPoint again. Does it not? So it's not going to show it. Oh, let me try that. And hide that. And change that to that. Oh, wrong one. That. How's that? Can you see that now? Hopefully you can. I'm pausing for a minute so that I can see what I can see. Yay, okay, so that looks like it works now. Okay, so let me go back to this. I'm still learning how to run my, the B.Live thing, and I'm clearly, I need like, I need a tutor. Okay, so here is the slideshow, and let me go back to it again, and we'll go through it again. So, this is what the menu shows: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And what's cool about it is that all of the recipes are seasonal. And so, like I said, I'm just going to go through this quick because I already talked about it. Kitchen tools, how to care for them, what you kind of need, how to set a table, how to fold a napkin, and then the menus begin. And Hanukkah, Christmas, roasted pork. And then here's through each one, there's the mashed potatoes, cauliflower, the meatloaf, and the truffles. And so it basically just goes through each menu from the main dish, sides, through dessert. And so here's my challenge. And I created a Facebook group, and I'm going to put the group, the link to it here. Oh, wrong one. And what I want to do is, starting the first week of January, and I know that Sundays aren't great for everyone to do something major like this. I do. And I did buy you a book, Charmaine. This is what I'm saying. I bought them all. I bought everyone I could find. I bought lots of them. And so they cost me like $5 a piece, and to mail them in the United States, it'll cost me $5. So for $10, I will send you this book. And what I want to do is have this group on Facebook, which I just put the link into the chat, I hope. And I want to encourage each of us to do this once a week. And so we probably won't do it on Sundays. We'll probably do it on Fridays, because Friday is our Sabbath beginning. And Friday night dinner is a very special dinner for our family. And it's like a Sunday dinner for other people. Like Friday is our big deal. So we would probably do it on Fridays. And we're going to go through this book, and the recipes that we can make, we're going to make. And the ones that we can't, because it's a pork loin or whatever, we'll adjust to just to suit our family. There's, Charmaine, you'll love this. There's an entire recipe for Mardi Gras that's like shrimp and grits. And there's nothing in that menu that I can make because we don't eat pork or shellfish. But we'll make something equally festive and have the king's cake and everything else that's part of it. I think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure it was king's cake and everything. And it's just going to be, I'm going to challenge. And so, I think that COVID has brought us all down to a point where our families slowed down. Some of us stopped entirely. Some ramped up, like those in medical care and service industries. But for the most part, a lot of us just slowed down, and we realized the things that were missing in the connections in our families. And if I can challenge you to once a week, setting your table, preparing a meal from entree to dessert, and sitting down with your family for a few hours a week, and facing each other across the table and talking and fellowshipping and coming together as a family with intent, whether it's on Sunday or Friday or Wednesday or Tuesday at lunch, I'm going to encourage you. And you don't have to think about what to serve, because this book has it in there. And I have no connection to this book. This is not my book. I didn't write this book. I don't know the authors of this book. I don't know the publishing company of this book. I'm just saying that when I read this book, it sang to my soul. And I'm going to read something out of it for you. And it says, "No other poem in American literature as now grandmother's cap I spy. Hurrah for the fun, is the pudding done? Hurrah for the pumpkin pie. No other poem in American literature quite captures the essence of Sunday dinner, the gathering, the family, and the food. It's as American as roast turkey and apple pie. As long as there have been families, there have been family dinners. Whether Sunday dinner is at the grandparents' house or if the tradition has passed along to another member of the family, it's time to come together, to slow down a bit, to give thanks, and to celebrate both the major holidays and the everyday milestones, from birthdays and anniversaries to graduations and promotions. The Sunday Dinner Cookbook has 52 weeks of menus and recipes, plus special holiday menus to help you with your own celebrations and seasonal gatherings, from cold winter nights to the dog days of summer. Many of the recipes will be familiar favorites using traditional ingredients that have become synonymous with home-style American cooking. Likewise, some of the recipes may not seem uniquely American at all, though they're staples in kitchens across the country, from the Italian households of Chicago to the Greek homes of Detroit, from the Mexican communities of Los Angeles to Chinatown and San Francisco, from the Jewish families of Brooklyn to the Boston Irish. The truth is that going all the way to the colonial years, cooking in America has been as diverse as the country itself, as deeply rooted as our unique history, and as captivating as our many cultures. The stock pots in our kitchens reflect the melting pot of our country, and our daily meals range from the traditional to the exotic, with influences from every corner of the globe. The menus have one thing in common. They are hearty, homemade family meals fit for Sunday dinner. Whatever day of the week you can get the family together. Some of the recipes are new twists on old favorites. Others have been prepared for generations, passed down with love from grandmothers to grandchildren, and now passed along to you. And so like I said, my challenge to you is to come together in this group and we will encourage each other, and we'll talk about what we cooked, and we'll talk about the days that we did it, and we can talk about how wonderful it is to have spent that time with our families. And we'll work our way through the 52 weeks of this book, starting the first week of January with the Old Lang Syne menu of, and on this book, the menu is for New Year's: shrimp cocktail with homemade cocktail sauce, pork chops with cider and apple, simple skillet salmon, home-style baked beans, stewed collard greens, spiced corn, chocolate fondue, and peanut butter blossoms. And so, you know, we won't be making shrimp cocktail in our house or the pork chops, but we will certainly cut into some salmon and some chocolate fondue, because chocolate, what's more festive than chocolate fondue? So anyway, I have a Facebook group. It's in the scrolling thing, the halleebridgeman.com/Sunday, that will resolve to the Facebook group. So I want you to join it. If you want a book, I have them, and they're like I said, if you're local to me, they're $5. If I have to mail it, it's $10. And just because it will cost $5 to mail this honking thing. And let's do this. Let's bring our families together once a week. Let's make this what becomes our normal. Because I think that over the course of our modern existence, that weekly sit down with this really special meal has kind of gone by the wayside. And I think I want to challenge my friends to bring it back and have it be something that their whole family looks forward to every week. You can involve your children in cooking it. You can do, you know, beautiful napkin settings and different centerpieces on your table, whatever you want to do. I just want once a week to have this special meal with your family. So that's my challenge to you. Contact me if you have any questions. Join the Facebook group, and I will hand out cookbooks until I run out of them. And when I run out of them, I'll find where you can get them for yourself. So, all right. God bless you. I will see you next week. Have a great week.